Mingled in the green curlicues that made the body of the wreath were red ornaments that blinked on and off. It was a masterpiece, a real find in Rudy's junk shop. I picked up the second extension cord and poked it home. The reds, greens, blues, and yellows of old-fashioned Christmas lights flickered to life, creating a series of fascinating shadows on the high ceilings of the front parlor. Neon meets tradition. A successful Delaney moment. Before I could stand up to see the fruits of my labors, I heard the harumph that warned me Jitty was in the room. "You've got this place looking like a Chinese whorehouse," Jitty said. "And you not much better. I didn't know they made such a thing as a flannel moo-moo. Girl, it's late afternoon. You been wearing that get-up all day? And look at those socks. Just 'cause they red and it's Christmas don't mean you should wear 'em." Bracing against the sofa, I rose to my knees and traced her voice to the brocade wingback. She was sitting there, dark eyes reflecting the multi-hued Christmas lights that she disdained. Behind her, the neon wreath pulsed and throbbed, seeming to pick up the singer's declaration of freedom and at the same time give Jitty a hellish halo. "Merry Christmas, Jitty," I said, brushing the dust off my knees as I stood. "I've been decorating." "Honey, you need some serious help," she replied. "This ain't decorating. This is vandalism." I walked across the wide, polished oak planks of the parlor and viewed my handiwork from her vantage point. The 13-foot fir tree, trimmed with about 1,000,000 lights, at least 500 ornaments, some red velvet bows, a few wooden toys and trinkets, and 5 packages of the real old-timey silver icicles, looked pretty good to me. Not to mention the stockings hung by the fireplace with care, or the thorn branch that I'd laboriously studded with rainbow gumdrops. I turned back to Jitty. "I think it looks great." "Don't get that hurt look on your face, Sarah Booth," she said coldly. "Some women got the touch when it comes to decorating, some don't. You could improve yourself a little bit, though, if you'd take a few hints from—" "Stop." I would not allow the name of the decorating maven from hell to be spoken in my home. My home. The phrase gave me a moment of pleasure. I, Sarah Booth Delaney, had single-handedly redeemed Dahlia House. I still had debts aplenty, but I no longer had to peek from behind closed curtains whenever a car drove up to make sure it wasn't the sheriff and a repo crew. "What you looking so self-satisfied for?" Jitty asked, with tiny little snake rattles in her voice. I looked at her. Really looked at her for the first time today. Gone were the glitz and gaudiness of the 70s. Jitty had reinvented herself yet again. "Where in the hell did you get those clothes?" I asked, pointing at her and moving my finger up and down to indicate the entire package. From the tight curls bound back by a turban-style scarf to the waist-cinched blue gingham dress and high-heeled pumps, Jitty looked like a negative image of Jane Wyatt on a rerun of Father Knows Best. My horrified gaze roved back up to her waist. My Lord, it had to be under 23 inches. "Somebody round here's got to put a halt to moral decay. No more of this free love. If it feels good, do it, bull. What we need are some family values." Jitty looked like a rod had been rammed up her spine. "Once we get us some family values, maybe a family will follow." Her smug tone should have been a warning. "You mean you're done with Gloria Steinem and moved into the camp of that 50s throwback Phyllis Schlafly?" And I had foolishly thought nothing could be worse than bad polyester and metallic eyeshadow. Her hair, normally alive with energy, looked as if it had been beaten into submission. "You're leading a wild and reckless life, Sarah Booth. It's time you settled down. I thought I'd set you a good example."